there. She is the most giving, sincere, genuine person. And that is obviously why she is so successful, because she gives and gives and gives and expects nothing in return. Going to Italy with her and just being able to pick her brain and learn from her has impacted my own business and has it exploding right now, thanks to her. So we have a privilege to hear from her. She's going to share about some of how she runs her free groups and turns those into paid customers. And so, Jamie, take it away.
Okay, well, hey everyone, and thank you so much. That was so sweet, and I feel like I learned so much from you, and just the whole Italy experience was pretty much a life-changing trip. So even if I just had the friendships I made, that would be life-changing enough. But I was really excited when Melanie Michelle asked me to share with you guys tonight, and I guess I'll back up a little bit and introduce myself. But as Michelle said, I've been coaching. I'm almost at my 2-year anniversary, which is pretty crazy to think how much my life has changed in 2 years. I started coaching in the fall of 2013, and it was in my 10th year as a school counselor. So I was a full-time school counselor. I was also waiting tables at night and on the weeknights and weekends, and it was pretty much 7 days a week, 80 hours. I was up till 3 a.m. closing down the bar, and I was exhausted. And that was my life I'm from Portland, or was living in Portland, Oregon at the time, and that was my life for over 3 years. And I was just finishing up another summer, and I was heading back into that reality one more year. And my paycheck as a public educator had gone down 3 years in a row with insurance hikes and furlough days, and and switch districts, and you get stuck on a certain step depending on what state you're in. And so anyway, I saw my salary go down for 3 years in a row, and I needed this waitressing job that I had started just for travel money in the summer. I realized I needed. And as you can imagine, when you're doing that for, that's your life in reality that long, you're kind of burning at both ends. Like, I was sick and tired all the time. I worked in an elementary school, so I was covered in hugs and boogers and germs from little kids, and I was constantly sick all the time. And I just was coming into this next school year, and I feel like I realized I was exhausted before I'd even had my first day back. And it was like I was exhausted physically, but I was exhausted more like emotionally and spiritually. And it was kind of like, is this it? Is this really is this what my lot is, God? When is my break gonna come? And I had gotten my yoga certification the year before, and I was constantly trying to do things that filled my tank, things that I really loved to do. But I couldn't even, I finished my yoga cert, but it wasn't even enjoyable because I was so exhausted. And it was like one more thing that I added to my plate, and it was something I'd looked forward to for all these years. So I had all of this carrying into this school year, and I just kind of had a little meltdown in the closet in my closet. It was a big closet, but I just kind of started crying, and I said a prayer, and I was just really what, please, I just need something to change. If I'm meant for something different, just show me. And I think it was that very next day, one of my girlfriends from the bar that we had worked at together, we'd waited breakfast for a long time. I had been watching her for a while. She was posting about this new coaching thing and this new online fitness thing, and she's high on life. And I was like, what is going on? And she had posted a help wanted post on her thing. I'm like, okay, so this is an MLM thing. And I was digging around trying to figure out what it was. And she didn't have Beachbody anywhere on her page. So I had to reach out and say, all right, Steph, what are you doing? So fast forward, so I started coaching, and so Steph Davies is my coach. She was on the wake-up call a couple months ago. And my kind of lineage, I guess, is Brandy Botts, TKO top 10 coach. But we got Steph Chico, Laura Mayuski, Jen Richardson, Paige Casto, some really, Nikki Whiting. These were all kind of the coaches that were just kind of starting to be raw. So when I started, I heard success leaves clues, and it's a business of duplication. So I looked to my team, and I jumped in as a business coach. I'd never done a Beachbody program. I didn't drink Shakeology. I even told Steph, I don't want to do that shake thing. I'll do the T25, but I don't really like home workout programs. I really like going to a yoga studio and doing Zumba and spin. I was that person. And so I didn't have a lot of trust in home fitness. I actually had prejudged it. I didn't have a lot of trust in Shakeology. I thought it seemed expensive, and I don't like shakes, and I didn't see the value in it. And then I saw these great leaders who are doing really successful things in their business, and I was trying to emulate them and duplicate them. But I got to this point, and I was actually at Super Saturday, my first Super Saturday, which was like right when I first, I'd been coaching for about a month. And it was in October, I think. And Amy Silverman, if you're not familiar with her, but she's so far, she just is Amy Silverman, and she's, kind of organic and granola and a free spirit and kind of a hot mess. And I saw more myself in her than in this kind of team that I had that had found me, or I had found. And which was a team of minor league baseball wives. And so they're all stay-at-home moms and kind of were great cooks and all this, kind of seemed like they had it all together. And I was like trying to be something I was not. And then I saw Amy Silverman kind of being her and realizing, all right, there's a place for anyone in this business. There's a place, if she can do this, I can do that. I had that kind of moment. You hear that a lot from coaches. I'm like, okay, I don't have to fit into this cookie cutter mold that I had thought I had to fit into to be like. And so that kind of broke through that first little aha moment for me. And I jumped into Stephanie had plugged me into a challenge group that I was trying to be the challenger. I didn't really enjoy having to be accountable and checking in every day to my fitness. I just wasn't really like invested in it. And lo and behold, those two kind of things, like not being my authentic self on social media and not finding a lot of value in the challenge groups, I wasn't moving forward in my business. And so I had to kind of stop and rethink. And it first started on my social media, like finding a love for finding my voice, and recognizing that like I don't cook. I still don't cook. So what does Shakeology do for me? It gives me a healthy meal that's not chips and salsa, but it's still quick and easy and on the go. It tastes good. It curbs my sweet tooth. I had to find things that Shakeology did do for me and things that I did like and start sharing about it. And so while I didn't totally like, and now I understand the value, and now I've educated myself, but I had to start small. I had to start with what was true for me and focus on those little successes, because I didn't see, actually I saw my weight go up my first month. I was having like a reverse transformation. And I was like, what is going on? Like I wanted to really like it, and I really wanted the business to work for me, but I was trying to I had to just keep throwing stuff at the wall to see what sticks. So I focused on what I did like about Shakeology, what I did like about the convenience. And if you know anything about Oregon, or if anybody's from Oregon, yay. In the winters, it gets really gnarly and really like bleak and wet. And for someone who loves to run outside and be outside, like that was always a fair weather friend when it came to running. And so in the winters, I would go to the gym, and with those long hours, there'd be lots of days I would excuse myself from having to go to the gym. And so I focused on like, oh, now I don't have I'm excuse proof, because I have a 20-minute, 25-minute, 30-minute workout program. So I started finding those little truths for me and sharing those on social media, and just being myself. I can be a yogi. I can be a runner. I can be outdoorsy. I can be, I don't have to be a home fitness guru. And I know Michelle and I have talked, like, there is value in sharing our programs and stuff too, but I had to find out what I was going to love. T25 was not the right program for me. I jumped into the Ultimate Reset, and I found my soulmate program. Ultimate Reset changed my life. It taught me things about cooking and nutrition and health. It connected me with my body and detoxed me and really got me on a healthier path, so that when P90X3 came out, like I found a program I really liked, and then from there on you go. So once I found something I was truly excited about and that was like meant something to me, then people were more inspired by what I had to share and were more interested in joining my groups. So as before, I would do those call to actions.